That's better. Patty's hair. I love that my hair is a topic of conversation. I just got in. I went to a nice dinner at a friend's house and was consulting with her about changes she wanted to make on her house. So thank you for waiting for me for a few minutes. I appreciate it. How is everybody? Happy Friday. My Friday. No, it's not. It is kind of my Friday. What did I miss, John Smith? Merriam Webster gives 4 definitions of the word. Wendy fits 2 of them. Whore? Is it the word whore? I am ready. I did my live this morning, so I wouldn't have. Aw. How nice is that? I'm dying to. I want to go to. Who's going to go to. I'm going to keep this down. Who's going to go to CrimeCon now that it's in Orlando? Who wants to go? Finally, Debbie Gibby. By the way, Debbie, that spaghetti you made for someone looked banging. Look banging. Hello, Melissa. How are you? Hey, Margaret. Margaret has a question. Patty, have you heard about the U.S. crackdown on immigration attorneys? Wonder what Jill is thinking. I think you better follow the law. That's what I think. But she hasn't followed the law at all. So, attorney Wendy Estrada, which doesn't exist, we've checked. Woman doesn't think she has to follow any rules. And apparently, Leon County doesn't feel like they have to force her to follow the rules. So, here we are. Early, so not past your bedtime. Sorry, Tallahassee Lassie, that I moved it to 8 because I was invited to a friend's house for dinner. And again, to consult with her. She wanted to make big changes on her property. So I'm a property appraiser as well as a real estate broker. So I went in and told her, change this instead of that. And so that's where we were. It was really nice. Hey, Patty, you're on my daily prayer list for you and Chris is the worst for caregivers and family. Andrew, you are not lying. You are not lying at all. It's so bad I don't even want to talk about it. I can't even talk about it right now. That's how bad it is at home. I work a lot. I work as much as possible. Work's fun for me, so it's a great outlet. But it's hard for me to separate the illness of the brain and what crap comes out of his mouth and then my husband. You know what I mean? It's very hard. So good evening, crimesters. Thank you, Andrew. Andrew says, watched it post live. To be honest, at AT a while back, I didn't care for Professor Joe and like Joel. Well, I did a 180 and really like her now, and not so much can't tolerate Joel. Joel is a salesperson, and he happens to sell crime, and that's how I take him. If you don't mind being sold something, Joel is your man. But I take him as a salesperson. Anybody who stops in the middle of something to do an ad like he's Sean Hannity is just really hard for me. But that's, he does this to make a living, so it's his choice. I just don't do it. I mean, I could sell more stuff, but I choose not to do it. Finally making a live. Susan, how are you doing? That's a better question. How are you? How are you? Hey, Nana to Addie. Hey, Patty, how are you doing? So excited to share some time together and try to get things moving for Wendy Joe. I received a email today, and it was a petition. Let me see if I can pull it up. I didn't open the email yet. It's a petition to indict, which I think is so funny. Petition to indict Wendy Adelson. But the law, nobody cares. Let's see. To encourage the indictment, it says. Let me open the petition. Let's get to 200 signatures. Let me share it with you real quick. $104 verified signatures. Let's get to 200. Petitions with 1,000 or more supporters are 5 times more likely to win. Leanne is the petition starter. So if you're just listening on YouTube and not, Professor Dan Markel was a respected law professor at Florida State University, a father and a beloved member of his community. Tragically, he was murdered in his Tallahassee home in July 2014, a crime that shocked the community and sent ripples through the academic world. Despite significant progress in the case, with multiple individuals being arrested and convicted, one key figure remains at large: Wendy Adelson, the former wife, the bomb thrower, the Pearl Harborite, the woman, I'll take your kids and change their name. Wendy Adelson, the ex-wife of Dan Markel, has been named an unindicted co-conspirator in the murder case. Evidence presented in court suggested deep involvement in the conspiracy surrounding Markel's death, yet she has neither been indicted nor arrested. This delay in justice is not only a disservice to Dan Markel's legacy, but also to the family, especially his children, who deserve to see justice fully served for the loss of their father. According to court records and testimonies, the involvement of Adelson in orchestrating or being aware of the plot raises strong suspicions. The convicted individuals have detailed communications and connections that point towards her significant role, yet the legal system has hesitated to take the necessary steps to hold her accountable. By signing the petition, you join a collective voice urging the Tallahassee prosecutor to reevaluate the case against Wendy Adelson. We demand a thorough and impartial review of the evidence related to her involvement and urge an indictment to be pursued. Dan Markel's family, friends, and the academic community deserve closure and justice. Let us stand united in our call for action, seeking accountability and justice for the grievous loss of a promising life. Sign this petition to ensure that every person responsible for Dan Markel murder faces the full extent of the law. Together we can bring justice to a family that has endured unimaginable pain and loss. And this person is Leanne Cadigan. So I'm going to put the, there's no reason. We got 98 people in here. If you, I don't sign petitions typically, but I will, of course, sign this one. I will have my name displayed. So that's what we'll do. Oh, I can record a video message. Ooh, look at that. Hold on. It says I can record a video message by adding your voice. Help reach 4 more videos. That's what I'll do. I'll record something then before I sign it. Can you post the petition I just did? It's right here. This is the petition. I'll sign the petition, but it'll not make a difference. It will not, but it makes me feel better to do it. We live here. We know it won't make a difference. Let me go back up to the chat. I'm eating a salad from J. Alex. I don't know who that is. Told hubby couldn't cook. That is so fun. I am doing okay. I'm doing okay. Today is a beautiful day. Last couple days in Tallahassee have been absolutely beautiful. Hot during the day, but cooler at night, like we're in the desert. It's been fantastic. Rebecca says, "Hey, John Smith, if that's your real name." It is great to see her. There's nothing slanderous you posted or keep rolling. Amen. There's a tornado in Missouri. I'm so sorry. We've been through a tornado here. You are here for the beginning. We have to get together. I have not seen you. It's almost trial season, though. If Nancy Reagan got through it, you will too. She had more money. Money makes life easier. Doesn't make it better, but it does make it easier. Who is whining? I got to see this. Who's whining? Patty is still in hair and makeup. I am. Dude, I was cleaning out my sunroom today. Honestly, I've not been in that room in 7 years. And I don't know how long it's been, but it's been a long. It's really just boxes of appraisals that need to be shredded because if you have them on hand, it's evidence. You need to get rid of them. So I was cleaning that out. I had a friend of mine come over and help. He's a tenant that I manage, and he goes by Biggs, and he's a big guy. And we got a lot done in 3 hours, but then I had to shout like I was gross. So yes, I have hair and makeup every day. I don't walk around my house without hair and makeup. I don't. Mm-mm. I was in here all by myself, teaching myself video, Leslie B. And yesterday for like 4 hours, I was in here, full hair and makeup, the whole thing, just in case somebody walks in. You moved book club to the morning because I didn't want to conflict. Oh, that's so sweet. We definitely pray for our friend Susan. You love Patty's hair. We need to do a poll. I feel like I look like Heat Miser today, but Heat Miser. I'm Mr. Heat Miser. I'm Mr. Sun. You know what I'm saying? Leslie, what's the name of your book? What is the name of the book you're doing, Leslie? Is it Ms. Markel's book? Skinnier by the Day. I know it's hard for me. You can go back on StreamYard is what I use. You can go back on StreamYard and do, what do I say? Like create shorts, clips of your videos. I have no desire. I mean, some of the stuff was really good, but I'm big and I have no desire to look at it. So funny. Hello. Well. Hello, Brush with Life. How are you? Hey, Steph. He's had a good day today. He likes Biggs, who came to help me, but he had a good day today. He didn't yell at me at all. Oh, thanks, Harriet. Dude, there's a new, well, they're not a princess. New member of the royal family's name is Harriet. It's making a comeback. If we go to CrimeCon, we all need some body armor and 360 cameras. Why? Leslie, why would we need that? What's going on? When is it? I don't know when it will be, but I know it's in September. September of next year? Oh no. I really wanted to go to I think I'm going to Alaska next September. I want to come to Florida when Wendy's on trial. Don't we all, Melissa? Dude, they'll have to sell tickets to that. Thanks. She made this beautiful spaghetti dish. Pasta. It looked like rigatoni maybe, or penne pasta. And the meatballs look like I could have eaten the fuck out of that. Her next door neighbor, poor girl at 3 days, had an emergency C-section. And the baby was fine when she went out. Oh, good. Yeah, it looked beautiful. Homemade meatloaves. Mm-hmm. We will definitely have an Adelson Anonymous meeting. Orlando's only an hour. Yeah, Orlando's 3.5 hours away from me, but if I can go, I will go. Praying things get easier. I think I learned a long time ago never to ask for patience from the Lord because you'll be tested. So I just need to rephrase that. I just need to keep asking for grace from the Lord. Wendy is a whore, Mark. Thank you so much. What is she going to do? Come sue me? I'm not a whore. Yes, you are. You are absolutely a whore. Sells books too. No, it's the whining about his mom. Oh, he has mommy issues. Corn. I know. He's a salesperson. That's what I'm going to go to. He's a salesperson, and that's what he does. Whether he's, I mean, I don't know how to say it. Like, he sounds like a car salesman a lot of times because he stops and starts, and I don't know what he's selling, waste cans. I don't know, whatever somebody gets him to sell, he's selling. But this is how he makes his living. And again, if I could do this 10 hours a day and make a living at it, I would freaking A do it. But I'm not willing to do certain things to get that. If that makes sense to everyone. Like, I would love to sit here and do a diatribe on what a whore that bitch is. However, people, can you really do that for that long? You want to sign the petition? Did you get it? You signed anonymously and donated. Good for you, Florida Gulf Coast. Is that constitutional? Let's go USA. Thank you. This is Leslie B. It will not make a difference. It won't. We must wait for the denial of the appeals. If they arrest Wendy now and Charlie gets a new trial, we're screwed. No, we're not. What did Wendy say in this trial, Charlie's trial, that could have been said again? I just don't think she was as necessary as they think. I don't. Oh, yeah. The French Open was today. I like watching tennis, but I just didn't have time today. Takes a minute to fill out. Even if you don't think it helped, please sign. How do we access the petition? Let me put it in again. This is the petition. If you're watching us on YouTube and you're not in the chat, welcome. I appreciate it so very much. We do ask you to sign the petition because why the hell not? I mean, it's a benign way to get your voice heard, to tell Jack Campbell, people still care, and we're not faking our caring. We're going to put it to action. Thank you. Leslie's posted it. I've posted it. It'll be in the show notes. Hello, Michael. How are you? Oh, Browns fan. Hi, Karen. How are you doing? Patty, you're still shrinking. I don't feel it, but I appreciate it. It has been too long. We should go to Market Street. We should go to Market Street again. I just think she's a bitch and she's getting away with it. And the reason why this show came about and the title came about is Nick Houck. Does everybody know who Nick Houck is? Probably not. Crystal Rogers was a case a year after the Dan Markel murder over the July 4th weekend in Bardstown, Kentucky. My family lives in Bardstown, so I've always paid attention to this case. Brooke's house, her baby daddy, she was a young woman, probably 30, in her late 30s, I think at the time. Crystal Rogers. Brooke's Houck was a young man who was recently convicted of the murder of her. He's an asshole at very low. There is, I like to watch questioning, like we watch Wendy all the time. When you watch Brooke's Houck, you really want to put your head through the TV. His accent when he's being questioned by law enforcement is enough to make you want to strangle him. It is so sarcastic and obnoxious. This is Brooke's Houck. His mother is a cunt, and that's putting it nicely. I hope she goes to it too. This is Crystal Rogers. They think she was fed to the pigs, to be honest. fed to the pigs. They think they found like her underwear and some concrete. He's a developer. He owned a bunch of properties. He tried to sell his properties once he was convicted, and the judge put an end to that. He had this is poor little Crystal. Her mother and father were nobody to mess with. They went after Brooks Houck. It was not like the Markels who were polite. I think the Markels were too polite. The child that Crystal Rogers had with Brooks Houck, this is Brooks, this is Crystal, and was his lackey that helped move the car, and he is also going to spend life in prison. He's in a wheelchair, but had nothing to do with this. He was in a motorcycle accident. So it's a 10, 11-year-old case. Brooks was investigated over a period of time. Kentucky State Police came in. They call him KPI, I think is what it is. So they came in, finally took over the case because Bardstown just couldn't do it. It was too close to home. The sheriff liked a little bit of notoriety and said some stupid things to some girls, so he resigned. But he, Nick, his brother, this is the brother right here. This is Brooks and the brother Nick. Nick was a law enforcement officer who worked for the sheriff's department. And while Brooks was being questioned by law enforcement several days after Crystal went missing, now he did not report her missing. Her mother did. The mother knew, Sherry is her name. She knew that Crystal was gone when she saw Brooks Houck in a parking lot with the baby in the back seat because he never took care of the baby. Baby was like 3. So Nick was just arrested this week for, guess what? Perjury. I don't think they're going to get Wendy the whore Adelson on murder. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't. Just don't see it happening. I think they're going to get, look, you can see I was shopping on Temu. I think they're going to get him on this. Brooks Houck does not look like this right now. Being in hiding for most of his life did not do well for him. He was arrested in Hardin County outside of Bardstown. This is not going backwards. He's just trash. He's just absolute trash. That's the cunt. That's Brooks Houck's mother. Rose, can I tell you, Rose likes some gambling. Rosemary, hopefully she'll be next too. She is just as bad as Donna. Just as bad as, if not worse. Fat ass. She owned a lot of property. A lot of property. So they just wrecked Nick. They just arrested Nick. And they think that Crystal's father, who's this gentleman right here. This is Crystal's father. He was shot by a sniper in the woods while out hunting with his, I think, 12-year-old grandson. His name was Tommy. This gentleman right here, Tommy Ballard, just flipped. But he was a nice guy, loved his daughter, tried to fight for her. And in the end, he died. And it had to be somebody who was a really good shot. And they think Nick Houck did it. I don't know if they've proved it yet, but they think he did. So he bonded out. So he was arrested this week for perjury. It can happen. You can get, in this case, it would be law enforcement Florida who can get a compelling case across and arrest his ass. And they did. And he was released on bond. And all the happier for it. Joel whines about his mommy being mad at him. I will send the link to Carl. I do have his email. Has Carl been on YouTube lately? I don't think so. Hello, my friend Dirt Floor Talk. This is my buddy Jay. He has a new podcast. And if you're a gentleman who like to watch other men talk about men and being fathers, Jay has really gone off with a bang. He's got some he likes to interview in his I guess man cave. I don't know what he calls it in Thomasville, Georgia. And he got stopped the other day because his laptop blew up, like literally caught on fire. But he's back in business and his name's Jay. Well, thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. Thanks, Mia. Thanks for sending me the email about the petition. Just finished the unveiling today. Next week we start Extreme Punishment. I could not do Wendy's book. I couldn't read 2 pages. I own Wendy's book, but I've never read it. Extreme Punishment. What's that about? Let's see. So if you're new to me, I like to... Oh, Stephen Epstein. I didn't know the name of it. I like to look things up while I'm on with you. Fly by the seat of my pants. I'm swoosh. Thanks. More drama at CrimeCon. Oh, I want to know. I want to know. You're watching by a fire, smoking a cigar. I got to see Jay the other night. Someone told me at Jerry's, which is where we smoke cigars, at least that's where I smoke cigars, apart from my front porch, is that one of the guys who comes up there, I don't think he does anymore. I think he was kind of kicked out. Jay can tell me more. Was Dan Markel's roommate. He was his office mate at FSU. So I'm going to check into that. I mean, Jay's a little much to, not you, Jay, but the other Jay, not Dirt Floor Jay, but the guy who was Dan's roommate. He was a little much to take, but I'm going to see. I'm going to see. Penny pasta. I made 2 batches of meatballs. They were amazing. You're going to sell one of your kids to fly to the United States for the trial? He did have a good day. My job is stressful. It is. I could have eaten the F out of it. I'm telling you. Let me show you. Hold on. Hopefully she won't get mad. I'm just going to show the pictures of the meatballs. I won't show her. Sorry, kid. This thing looks amazing. Tell me you can't eat the shit out of that. Presentation alone. God. It's like the right amount of sauce on the penny. It's not like overly sauced. Nice. Very well done. He sells crime and books. Oh. Thank you. I'm so far behind on the chat. Thank you. Very far behind. He does sell crime and books. See, that's my thing. I just can't do it. Like I can do, which I've done. Someone sent me eyeglasses. Love them. I can do a video for that. But I can't stop. He's a professional. I am not. I can't stop what I'm doing and sell something and then start again. I think I've repeated myself. But I wrote a book, so now I got to pitch my book. It's so Sean Hannity. I can't. Cannot. I can't watch Fox News because all they do is sell their books. Like, I don't care. I don't care. You all repeat the same thing over and over again. Can't do it. You don't have mommy issues? Neither do I. I don't. As a foreign news channel, I have to ask, do these crimes have anything to do with the great evil Iranian regime? No, not really. I don't think so. Wouldn't do this for a living in a heartbeat, but it is not that easy. Unless anyone wants to help me and Patty Reach get 200,000 followers. I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously he's doing something right. I'm not. I mean, I'm just little old me. But I like being little old me. So I don't know. I think you could do this for a living. Here's what I've learned in the 2.5 years I've been doing this. The more you're on, the more followers you get. So if I came on every day, even for an hour, I would get more followers. The once a week thing doesn't really grow your audience. I have been posting more like shorts, but I've been posting to Rumble because Rumble has less restrictions than YouTube. So I've been posting a lot of my shorts on Rumble. I've been posting my radio shows on Rumble because they don't have the issues that YouTube has. And that's because of Jay, Dirt Floor Jay. Glenn Thomas whines. Glenn Thomas is a whore. He is a whore. He is a whore for Wendy Adelson, and there's no denying it. If he hasn't been inside of her, I'd be shocked. After a couple hours, you'd have to change subjects. I could change a subject, but I can't just wait, let me pitch this business card for a while. You know what I mean? Like, do I really want to pitch this? Like I'm the sham wow guy. That's what I remind of. I just can't. Wendy brought nothing to any trial. I don't think so either. Hey, Murder, did you get my message on X? Have you got my message? So last week, my daughter was visiting with her family, and my grandson had a birthday. So that's what I was doing last week. I got to see my daughter and my son in the same state, in the same town. I still have one that's missing. He's not really missing. He's just moved. He actually moved from New Mexico to Pennsylvania. He went back to his hometown. He sounds so happy. I'm so happy for him. Who is this Wendy person? Oh, well, Wendy is a murderer. But not in the murder like I'm the one who's doing the stabbing. She's the one that we believe, allegedly, conspired to commit the murder of her ex-husband so that she could move to the penthouse in the sky. That's what she believed. That's what we believe. So in the United States, you don't have to be the one with the knife or the gun to commit murder. You just have to plan it. You have to be aware of it and plan it. You have to pay for it. If you're like Donna and Charlie, I don't think Wendy paid for it. She paid differently. She made sure that everyone knew where Dan was, when he was. She made sure that her doppelganger-looking boyfriend was going to be out of town and when he was leaving because she wanted to use him as the dupe. She made sure that the first car looked like his car. How else would that have been known? She made sure that Dan wasn't at where he was going to be. So he was at the gym and then he went to the house. She made sure the kids wouldn't be there. She made sure that she got out of town real quick. She made sure her mother, we don't really know where the mother was, but the mother and the father, Harvey, the father, dropped off a big old bag of cash to Charlie's house. She made sure that was done. She made sure the stops on the turnpike. She made sure that Lewis and Sigfredo, Garcia and Rivera were available. She made sure that Catherine Magbanua was the go-between. She met with Catherine Magbanua. She met with Catherine Magbanua at the beach. Who does that? Now, I know I am not as social as Wendy is, but you would never see my fat ass, even though it's not right now, on the beach with a girl shoulder to shoulder I barely met. She only met her a couple times. I don't believe that. I don't think any of us believe that. But anyway, she shows herself on the beach with another girl in the middle for hours on the beach with your brother's girlfriend that you rarely talk to because he was a man about town. She made sure of all of it. Made sure that car, that first rental car, I don't think is really stressed enough because that car was very similar to Jeffrey Lacosta's car, who was the dupe. And they got a ticket. So they had to take that car back. And then they got a different car. And unfortunately, they got a worn out Prius that they shot the floor out of. And the Prius, had one replaced side view mirror. So it was black. It hadn't been painted. So it was easily visible from the bus. None of us in this town even knew the buses had camera until this case. Now I wave every time I pass a bus. But it's one of those things where everything, every step, had Wendy not been aware, it would not have worked. Think about it. Wendy goes to Canada or California. Remember, she was supposed to go to California to visit family, but visit Jeffrey Lacosta's family. That got canceled. That was the first trip. If Wendy was out of town, a legitimate trip, none of this would have worked. None of it. It would have been a cluster, more of a cluster than it already was. She knew. She had to know. She knew where their kids were, which is why she didn't care. She said it right on the stand. I didn't care about the caution tape police. I didn't care. Wasn't a thing for me. She absolutely did care, which is why she drove down Trescott. None of that would have worked out. The murder would not have worked out at all had Wendy been out of town. That's why she canceled the trip to California. That's why she went down to make sure it was done. That's why she drove way out of her way to go to the ABC liquor store to get the bullet bourbon, not being lost on any of us, then to go back in the same direction as where her rental is to go have lunch with people where she didn't even do her hair. Like, I don't walk around this town without my hair done. And she doesn't walk around her town with her hair done. She looks like a hot mess that day because she was a nervous wreck. A nervous wreck. I do use stress. X is a stress relief ball. Allison said the DA said it make an impact with him, so it can't hurt. It can't. Allison did say the DA said that. Jack Campbell is whatever. I was told they are afraid they cannot get past the direct verdict. So do you know what I mean by that? Prosecution states its case. They all automatically, every defense attorney in the United States comes up and says, Judge, we ask you to declare them innocent or whatever, not guilty, a directed verdict. I was told they don't feel they can get away with that. Unless everyone is lying to me, her immunity, which is a limited use immunity, only counts when she's telling the truth. If we take and parse Leslie Smith, if we take and we parse out every little thing of this woman doing everything, if we just take it out, every lie that she's had, she has no content because all she does is lie. I meant John Smith, sorry. If we just take it out, like say we take apart literally transcript line by line by line of all the trials that she spoke at, we remove the lies. Where is the content? She can only be immune for what she says is true. I wore a blue dress. Yep, that was true. I don't think everything else is honest. So I don't see how she has that. Excuse me. Could have presenting the facts, just use Wendy and make us hate her. Interesting. If a person does the killing, oh, I know who this is now. I was like, who is this? Now I know who it is. If the person does the killing, they get how they say you firing squad is now same in America. You are hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. I'm here late as usual. Hey, Tally, how are you? She's next. Rosemary is next for accountability, but thank you for signing the petition. No capital punishment varies by state, and we only have 245 to go. So DeSantis he's only got a little bit of time left as our governor, and he is really speeding up the clock. Really speeding up the clock. The Wendy person is a woman who Florida state prosecutors have publicly named as an unindicted co-conspirator in the high-profile 2014 murder-for-hire plot of her ex-husband, Dan Markel. Tally French, you need to sign the petition. Hey, Bling, how are you doing? How are you doing? Do you think they will prosecute any of them for Crystal's dad's murder? So apparently, I mean, it's just amazing. They were running gun checks on Nick House's, on the weapon that they feel like. Wait, okay, let me go back. Nick Houck is the brother of Brooks. Nick Houck tried to sell a weapon like on Facebook Marketplace. Law enforcement was waiting for that. So they picked up the weapon, they bought the weapon, and they scanned the weapon. And it was like 4 of the 5 checks they announced during one of the motion hearings for the murder of Crystal Rogers that they felt like they have it on Nick. I think one of the reasons why they arrested him, and I don't know this for sure, is to search again. Run a search warrant. So we'll see. I don't even know where he was saying. Let me put that petition up again. Here's the petition. Wendy, though. I know Sherry, man, Sherry Ballard is one strong woman. So Sherry Ballard, Crystal Rogers' mother, she did sue for wrongful death, and that is moving on. She sued for wrongful death before Brooks was even arrested. See, I know who this is, so I'm laughing at that. It's sad. Many things happen in, how you say, States of United America. Very sad, I hope you say. Mm-hmm. Yep, I know who you are. Spent some time with you on Friday night. I use the C word liberally. I do. Nick is also a murderer. I believe he is. I don't believe there's any question to that. I believe he knew. I believe he knew that Crystal was going to be murdered. I believe he helped in facilitating the murder. I believe he killed the law enforcement officer who was the first one to die on the Bluegrass Parkway, the BG as they call it. And I believe he killed Tommy Ballard. Oh. Hey, Rand, how are you? Get Wendy on RICO. You know, that's federal. How would they do that, Rebecca? I was saying the other day how anytime they give a sensational name to a series of offenses, there's a fuckery afoot. I know this as the Bardstown murders. So there was a mother and daughter who were stabbed to death out. They weren't in Bardstown. They were outside of Bardstown. They've always, crime people like this, like podcasters, tried to find a way to hook that into the Crystal Rogers murderous. Those were 3 murders. I can't remember the law enforcement officer who was killed. And it was an ambush for him. He was leaving his job. He was about to be off, and there was a tree limb across the BG exit. He gets out of the car and was shot again by a sniper. So That was an ambush on that case. I honestly thought it does not police to find the person when it's known by some vague name and it disrespects the victim. Thank you for joining. Karen Reed saga continues. They have uncovered longtime corruption in the Canton Police Department, racist, misogynistic, anti-Semitic tests. It's a small town. You should see what happens in Tallahassee. Funniest 10 seconds. Yeah, when Dirt Floor's laptop blew up. It was funny. Luckily, you didn't get hurt. Recently, there was a bridge guy in Delphi murders. Like, what the fuck? How about guy in blue jeans? Or something that actually helps. Dude was never going to be seen carrying a bridge. He would not have been carrying the bridge murder. That's funny. I was stalking your Facebook. It showed up on my feed with that freaking meatball. Didn't it look good? We need the recipe, Debbie. It was food porn. I was like, good. Somebody could make a good meatball, man. You just finished eating that, but makes you want more. Send that photo to Donna. Did anyone watch? Did they watch her trip to Mika? They watch her trip? Nothing really happened. But she is losing her hair. Couldn't happen to a nicer woman. Oh my God, do an ad roll all about glasses being better than contacts, and we can cut in Wendy being dumb about hers. Do the houses sell themselves? No. Houses do not sell themselves. And you know that. You're a contractor. Houses don't sell themselves. People don't attach to an empty house. They don't. People attach to the lifestyle that the house brings. That's what they attached. Hey, Dieters, how are you? Nice to see you. So has anyone been on Living Tallahassee, Rebecca? Have you been on Living Tallahassee? It's a Facebook group I run here. There's some Islamic center coming to an area across from Florida State University, and it looks like all hell's breaking loose because of it. So I do have an interest in going to CrimeCon, Kristen, in Orlando, as long as it doesn't interfere with my trip to Alaska, which it's not even really planned yet. So we go in August. Yes, there is an extra patty to be had on Rumble. Let me get the Rumble link up. I like Rumble. I mean, Rumble's easy. I didn't link here to Rumble because I was running late, but I'm going to upload this video to Rumble. I'm saying. I am in Rumble, I am at Patty's Playhouse. That's all it is. Super simple to get everything done on Rumble. I mean, it uploads. It's super. If you guys think about it, if you use StreamYard with Rumble, you need to have a separate stream link, but I'm just going to upload the video. I thought engagement matters, not so much followers, as you have a lot of followers and little engagement can't make much. True. I mean, you got to have, they want the eyes on the camera. So, I have 174 here, which I think is lush. I think it's fantastic. And you have, like a Joel, or when Carl's on, or Roberta Glass, True Crime Report. She'll have 1,200. That's where it's like, that's where you make the money. But I do engage, so I think that helps me a lot because I engage with the chat and I'm talking to you all as if you're with me right in the room. And I think that helps me. I mean, it's very different. Hey, AA Legal Focus, nice to see you. I think that is a difference between me and really most people who YouTube, that they don't always engage with it like it's just a typical conversation. So I think I get better and better at it every time I do it. Um, in the beginning it was kind of awkward and I would lose my train, and now I just think it's my shtick. It's what I do. Wendy is needing to introduce the emails with Donna to show motive. Yeah, but that's about it. They don't even need Wendy to do that. They could have anybody do that. I could go up and do that. Leslie, you could. Glenn loves to tell you how he knows more than you do, and he wrote a book on Wendy. I have, Karen. I have heard that. Glad to see Patty is still in the damn Markel case. Yeah. Friend of Dirt Floor who's in here. Friend of ours, well, loosely friend. Again, I really think he got kicked out of Jerry Cigars. In fact, I know he did. But he was office mate for Dan Markel. So I'm going to reach out to him and see what he has to say. I guarantee, from what I've been told, he was very traumatized by the murder. It was very upsetting to him. The gentleman is Jewish. Of course, Dan was Jewish. It was very traumatic. Don't mess with Vince from ShamWow. He died. I think we can mess with him. He's dead. Glenn is very bizarre. Has anyone ever seen a photo of Glenn Thomas? Does anyone know what he looks like? Oh, you stopped checking. Will you check mine? Will you read my message I sent you? Glenn Thomas is not well. 73 likes, but 160 watching. Oh, thank you. That was me with my parents. I found it in an envelope here in the office. I was 18 and I just got it. I was about to go into tech school from basic training. I had just graduated. Hit the heart to the right. Helps the algorithm. Thank you. She enabled the whole damn murder. She did. And she lawyered up real quick. Let me call you right back. Nope. Let me have my attorney call you right back. Oh, we'll meet you. No, we're gone. We've left and we're not coming back. You know why? We're not coming back because we already packed. That's why Jeffrey Lacoste wasn't allowed back in the house. She made that clear. That was honest. She said that on the stand, right? Remember that? I don't think he came to my property or my house, my residence. I don't think he came to my residence, but I did see him before in the parking lot at the yoga place. That'd be great if y'all could sign the petition. There's a joint defense agreement. So Charlie, Donna, and Wendy's attorneys, and I think Katie's too, all chatted suspicious. I don't even know how that's legal. I really don't. Let me send you the petition. It's a petition on behalf of the encouragement of the indictment of Wendy Adelson. She set Jeff up twice. It's changed. If you just look under encouragement indictment of Wendy Adelson, it's right there. The license number of Dan's car too, right? So have you guys seen Georgia talk about that? That they were combing through because Donna put everything in writing, like handwriting, old-fashioned paper. That it just happened to be in a book, and one of the people combing through Donna's diary just happened to see Dan's license plate tag number. Really wouldn't have happened. How would anyone know what Jeffrey Lacoste's car was like? How would anyone have known he was going out of town the next day? Luckily, he left early. How would anyone have known? The only person who knows all of that, Rashbaum, chains in the link, is Wendy Adelson. There's no other person who connects everybody to Dan. Charlie's sending somebody up. Charlie makes this decision Halloween night, right? He's on a date with Catherine Magbanua, who he wouldn't have given her the time of day had she not known the thugs. So he's out on a date downtown Miami with Catherine Magbanua on Halloween. And then at the same time, that's when Wendy canceled the house that she was under contract for. You cannot make this up. The only link is Wendy. Why would she cancel that house? And you remember when Georgia was questioning her about that house and the lease, and the contract that she had, she only went so far on those questions. She didn't continue that questioning. We all want her to, but she can't because of the limited use. That was all at the same time. I don't need to buy a house here now because Dan won't exist much longer. It's October 31st, the year before. And sure they had Dan's license plate. Patty just gave the closing statement in Wendy's trial. Thank you. But there's no other person. The cars. All of the cars. Wendy driving down that street. Come on. Jack Campbell is not that naive. He knows why she went down that street. He knows that the permit on the house had a tree going through Trescott after Dan was murdered. He knows Wendy's using that line. The tree was across the road because one went into her house. When people lie, they use always a portion of the truth. We've been doing this for too long, all of us watching true crime. She knew exactly what time of day that was going to be. She knew exactly why the owl was a code. She knew exactly all of that. The time frame where the owl was posted on the Instagram that had to be taken down, and the time frame where she drives down is not that far apart. You have 59 unread messages. I only sent you one. She didn't report the pending crime because she said she didn't know about it. She did know. She took the risk of boys in his car. She did, but she didn't because they were following him. So they knew that the boys were not in the car. And she also knew that Lewis wouldn't have done shit had he seen the boys in the car because he saw them on the first time that they went around and didn't do anything. We don't know. We don't know because they haven't given us Wendy's bank account information. Did Wendy actually buy the California plane ticket? Jeff wasn't sure. I personally don't think she did. And then the parents tried to leave the country. She knew all of that was coming down. She didn't put on a good 40 pounds because she's innocent. She is up at night worrying about what's going to happen when she is next. Wendy dressed like that on purpose to make herself look more disheveled than she felt. That's what Leslie B says. Interesting, because Vinny P told me last week the issue isn't the jury, but it is the judge. What judge? I was told by someone in the know that they are worried about a directed verdict, saying that she is not guilty. Now, I do not believe they should charge her with murder. Do I think she's guilty of it? Yes. But I think they can only get her on conspiracy and perjury. That's what I think. Conspiracy. Thank you, Rebecca. It's very nice. We need to do, we could do trivia again. Maybe Leslie would help me. But it's not up to the judge. Keep in mind, Politan only worked a few years as a prosecutor. Well, Judy, I literally was told by someone very high up in Leon County that they are afraid of a directed verdict. You present your case. If we're watching the Carmelo Anthony, right? Defense comes up and says, Judge, we motion for a not guilty. Of course, it's never happening. It happens in every trial. They're afraid that when John Lauro or John Lauro's wannabe comes up, because it won't be John Lauro, I don't believe it will be. It'll be his wannabe will come up and say, Judge, but I think conspiracy is so easy on this. It's so easy. I think move the trial, move it to Miami. I'll even give you a Miami jury and she will be found guilty. That is what I believe. But I think if it's Judge Everett, may or may not be, maybe, likely would be, there's no way. I just think there's no way George is going to lose a Wendy case. There's just no way. She knows it inside and out. Her Wendy book has to be this big. Has to be massive. I have a memory that a smaller YouTuber got hold of Wendy's full extraction, attempted to open it up on live shows, had trouble with Celebrate, has now deleted those shows and gave up. Did that happen? I don't know. Who is it? I don't think he knows the details of the case that well. He covers a ton of cases. But that is what I was told by somebody here, that they were worried about the directed verdict. I don't know. This is the link. It's been bugging me. TPD have in the past given out things they shouldn't. It was around the time those letters went out. I want to know why Donna gets the privilege of having everything redacted. That's what I want to know. Nobody can tell me. Does anybody know why? Everything in her appeal is redacted. Mia, you are right. Brooks Houck, going back to the Crystal Rogers case, his brother Nick was finally arrested for perjury. If he can be arrested for perjury, there's no reason Wendy Adelson cannot be arrested for perjury. Now, they're not going to do that until they're ready, but they could easily throw a perjury charge at her right now. It's not me. I want that WhatsApp Wendy info so bad. You know, there was just more and more availability of that stuff. Time goes on, the worse case it is for her technologically. Couple years. I'm surprised the Charlie appeal hasn't come out. I'm sure it'll be in the fall, but I'm surprised it hasn't come out yet. What? I also forget the full details, but Roberta Glass had someone lined up to collect docs on the same day something went down with Fancy, and they refused requests. What was that? I'll go down and get it. I'll go get it. You have to have 5 in a conspiracy. If your sort of new crime was afoot, you're guilty. There's no way she didn't know. It was just driving down Truscott. And she's nervous about that move because she changes the story every time. So she knows she did it, and she knows she's nervous about it. This we look. Arkansas would be a better place to live than Massachusetts. Absolutely. I will post the recipe. Yeah, you can post it or send it to me and I'll post it. Hey, Patriotic, how are you? You love when you make me laugh. Your friend brought you fresh basil? No. Yeah, inappropriate text messages will never, no. Criminals will never stop texting about their crime either. That's part of it. It's ridiculous. She knew she lost. She knew. Did anyone see the Dan Markel show on A&E a few weeks ago? I didn't because YouTube TV doesn't have A&E. Is it the same one that it's been? Hey, Modern, how are you? Sometimes I watch Living Tally, but only to get ready for those little red numbers. I know I can go live on both, but I was running late, so I didn't do it. Rumble is like what YouTube used to be when it was fun. Rumble is just that. Rumble. You can post music and not get ridiculous copyright issues. You can say what you want, you can smoke, you can do whatever you want. Hey Diane, I'm glad your house sold in one day. Congratulations. Followers are views, engagement is views. Emily Baker has thousands. Girl is flush. She's also an attorney. I mean, she is really an attorney, so gives her credibility. I'm not. I don't know if anybody knows this. If I have to put it up there, let me tell you, I'm not an attorney. But I do keep my eyes and ears open. I used to have Rumble to watch Alex Jones and Russell Brand, which probably isn't the best recommendation in hindsight. I mean, it's easier to get followers. It's easy to monetize. Fewer people. I mean, it's like YouTube used to be before Google bought it. Do you think Wendy keeps in touch with Donna? Only through those attorneys and her dad. Harvey is not an unindicted co-conspirator. Harvey can go see Donna. Probably does on a weekly basis. Driving that big old tank of an old Mercedes. Thank you, Patty. I love you too. Thank you very much. I just binge watched The Jinx and saw chilling parallels with Adelson case. Police botched it from day one on the Durst family. Yes, he did. Billy Mays is dead. Vince and the ShamWow. Remember that? Oh, Vince is alive. Billy Mays is dead. Thank you. Poor Vince. Oh, thank you so much. This is the petition. I still miss my ex-husband, but my aim is improving. Who made the petition? Let me see. I forget the person's name. Leanne Cadigan. Is her name. Leanne Cadigan. Exposing who simps for Wendy. Incels who simp for Wendy. If you want to learn about Glenn Thomas and his twisted obsession, then come visit our community. Thank you. Arrest the hoe petition. She is a whore. I don't care. I mean, I just have no time for her, so. What's Charlie thinking that a new trial is going to be any different? He already knows he's going to lose. He said it on camera. I mean, he said it on his phone. What is your main account? Charlie thought he walked on water. Oh, he's in Oregon. Yeah, she used that house to hurry up the damn plan. That canceling the contract of that house is really telling. especially since it was the same day. And she lied on the stand. Another reason. So many lies. She lies on the stand. Remember, she said she didn't have enough money to buy the house. She had plenty of money to buy the house. Thank you. Please hit like. Wouldn't Judge Everett have Wendy's case? He would not let her go. I call BS. Judge Everett is unopposed, so he will be Judge Everett this coming term. He is not having anybody run against him. And I don't know what docket he's on now. I mean, they would just move him back to the criminal docket. Someone needs to send the petition to all the academics who posted those papers recently. I'm going to share it in my on my Facebook. I wonder what Judge Vinnie Politan was referring to at CrimeCon. Glenn Thomas is a simp for Wendy the Whore Adelson. That's who it is. He is a person supposedly writing a book about why we're all stupid and Wendy is the most intelligent woman in the world. Sign the petition. Thank you, Roseanne. I connected to a link to report about lithium orotate and dementia. I'm more interested. Thank you, Jane. I'm interested in that psilocybin, which I guess is magic mushrooms. Did you guys hear about that lady? She was dead into Alzheimer's, like years not really speaking or anything in Alzheimer's. And they gave her 5 grams of the psilocybin, which is a magic mushroom, which is a Schedule 1 and is illegal in the United States. But Trump signed an executive order to loosen research up for these drugs because these psychedelics really help PTSD in the military. So they gave this woman who's dead into Alzheimer's, not incontinent, nothing going on up there. And she came out of it. She had a long sleep. They said she slept for a long time. She was very sweaty, profuse sweat during her sleep. And when she woke up, she was talking like it would have been heartbreaking. It lasted for about a month, but then she was gone again. So I've never taken a psychedelic. I've had a lot of questions about that. I know people who obviously have taken it. They said 5 grams is a lot, but maybe she didn't need that much. Maybe, I don't know why they chose 5 grams, but it'd be interesting to see what can you do to keep that up. Like, it's supposed to reset the brain. And it's really the only promising medication for Alzheimer's ever. She was continent. I love to do a play-by-play of the pre-planned crap in Wendy Defaho police interview. I find VP likable, and I appreciate much of his analysis, Vinnie Politan. I thought it was... Shows you how much. I thought it was Vinnie Politano, but it's Vinnie Politan. I'm wondering what judge he says needs to be who gets passed for. I don't know, but I don't believe it. I mean, I don't even believe the people. Like, I know the person who works for Leon County absolutely 100% has heard the powers that be, aka SAs. We'll call them SAs. However, how can you not? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. He did know more this time. Around 6 months ago, he didn't know she was in Texas with Jorge. I won't hold it against him. He's just a guy. Can you imagine being obsessed with her? I mean, last time I was on, I showed you Jorge's website has been updated. His photos updated. He's not showing his teeth. They have identical LinkedIns where they just use their first name, George, and the last initial. That's what they both have done. Thank you guys very much. Very nice. My buddy, because I know who this is, became a YouTube member. Thank you. How has Glenn Thomas not finished his book? And yes, let's get True Crime Wifey and 3 of us to host a trivia. Then we'll do it. I will talk with her. She's here in town. What is this? Tell us. You're so funny. Thank you for gifting memberships. That's kind too. Very nice. Thank you. Patty is facilitating a discussion within the chat, and it's inclusive. I tried, Dana. I think it's fun. Time flies. What was it? 2 weeks ago, I was on for 3 hours. I had no idea. Wendy should be arrested on conspiracy to pretending to be a good parent. Conspiracy and perjury would be fine, don't you think? I'm fine with conspiracy. It's still what? 20 years? Could be 30. You think Graber is the father? I think that too. I mean, she looks so much more like Dan Graber than Dr. Graber than Harvey. I heard they only charge perjury if it prevented a conviction. Well, I mean, Kentucky's not Florida, but they charged Nick Houck. And it didn't prevent a conviction. Charlie might turn up for her. He has a child too. You know, I am not going down for any sibling. Like it is just not happening. I'm not going down for a sibling. I'm not going down for a husband. I'm not going down for anybody. Not my mother, not anyone. I don't understand Charles in charge taking the entire real brunt. His life was much longer than Donna's is going to be. Or Katie Magbanua. I can't imagine. You know, you're paying for my children, fine, but now I'm going to turn you in. Your kids are basically grown. It's time to tell. And I still don't believe Luis Rivera has told everything either. Everybody's like, oh, he was an addict. I don't care. There's no way he's told everything. Could I explain a directive verdict? Let me get a definition. Okay. Here's the best way to describe it. A directed verdict is a ruling by a trial judge that takes the decision away from the jury. It occurs when a judge determines that the evidence presented is so one-sided that no reasonable jury could find a different conclusion, allowing the judge to end the trial early and decide the outcome. If you're following the Carmelo Anthony case out of Texas, he is the one that stabbed the other. It was a track meet, and he's African-American, and he stabbed another kid, and the kid died. And so the trial actually went on over the weekend. It was in Austin. Trial gets on over the weekend, and the first thing the defense does is go for a directed verdict. It's happened in every case we watch. I mean, I don't know if it's in all 50 states, but it's definitely here in Florida. Prosecution rests, defense does a motion for a directed verdict, asking for, and then the judge is like, hell no. What are you going to do? Present your case? Let's take a moment, judge. And then they come back after lunch and present their case. And they bring on one person. Remember, Charlie, does anyone understand that? Why they only brought on the horrible divorce attorney for what's her face? Like, that's all they did. Anyway, the question is a directive verdict. You're asking the judge to direct a verdict to innocence or not guilty, and then the defense has to present its side. It's like an objection. I bet they have much more on Wendy than we can imagine. I mean, you would think. What is the problem? Is she now Wendy Estrada? That's what she goes by. Wendy doesn't need a judge or the law to tell her what name she can use. She's just going to do it. So let's talk about the kids going to school, right? So it's been discussed before, but She takes those kids down there and puts them in school with not their real surname. How'd that happen? When did Donna register them for school? When did she register them? Because Donna did it. Had to happen. Anybody? How are you allowed to register little kids without using their proper surname? That's just nonsense. I mean, I know people have said it, but if they can get a guilty verdict, I don't know. How many jurors said, why isn't Wendy in jail? At least 10 over a period of 4 trials. Wendy is the one who got away. But I mean, seriously, how do you register your kids? This is what, 2014, right? Before COVID, but how do you register your kids without the proper surname? I'm just going to call them whatever I want. Hey, Sue, how are you? Waiting for repeals and for Charlie to perhaps flip. He could testify, and then Georgia gets a full guilty. What do you think Georgia's waiting for? Jack Campbell, her boss. That's who. Sigfredo's appeal came back in 3 months, and I thought the same amount of time for Charlie. Yeah, but Sigfredo's appeal came back, but we actually had a hearing for Charlie. They didn't have a hearing for Sigfredo, did they? Does anyone have a word of when he will still be arrested? That's what we were talking about. No, we don't. But the pressure needs to stay on her. The pressure absolutely needs to stay on. This is nonsense. It's nonsense that Chicky Poo gets away with whatever she gets away with. Charlie told people you can get away with murder as long as you don't talk about it. Then he didn't shut up, and he didn't stop talking about it. Any thoughts on what happened to Nancy Guthrie? No. I have absolutely no idea. But she's not alive. Rumble is YouTube when it had flat earth videos. Wendy changed her Facebook profile pic night before murder. Foreknowledge. Very good one, Juliet. Right? She changed it to that slut photo that her father blew up her boobs in the purple dress. Such a good one. There's no statute on arresting Wendy. I was really surprised the behavior of Harvey on Donna's sentencing. He sure felt entitled. Melissa says, Emily Baker worked in Long Beach, here in Southern California. She wasn't a hugely successful lawyer in her time, but boy, she's killing it on YouTube. She really is. And I like listening to her. Wendy, Mom, we've got a plan to get you out on a technicality. I just never mention my name and don't talk about anything. Trust me, Mom. Was there any response to the petition from the state's attorney? We haven't finished it yet. We just posted it. The victim impact statements have email address for many. Needs the petition sent to them as well. Okay. I can do that. The clip cut off when Lewin was about to testify, and it was during the height of his job being attacked. Roger thinks she could get away with murder as she has immunity. No, not full immunity, only limited immunity. So when Georgia asked questions like, okay, Cupid, remember when the whore was on the dating sites? She stopped, right? And Georgia reminds, hey, Wendy, we have your phone, right? Remember that? We have your phone. She said she canceled because Danny hasn't paid her. It was only a week. A week. What changed in a week? to cancel the contract to purchase the home. The house was up the street from you, Rebecca says, in Oxbottom. Patty, can you post a new look of Wendy with the blonde hair? Yes, I can. But first, I'm going to go get a drink. So I'll be right back. Don't judge me, but I'm trying to drink more water. Let's see. Let me find it. Oh, I should go to that Leslie B's video. Let me do that. Leslie sent me the link. Hold on. So funny. Where she morphed the new photo of Wendy into Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Debbie Wasserman Schultz is, well, soon to be a former Florida. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I have to find it. Maybe you should. I have so many emails coming from people. Maybe if Leslie's still on, she could send it to me real quick. Imagine Harvey being arrested, then not being able to visit Donna. I'm surprised they didn't name him as a co-conspirator, to be honest with him. She sent me the video. So funny. Look, you had a good time in Vegas. Oh my gosh. I don't see it. It was a live. Was it a live that you did it? Harvey will outlive us all. Oh my God. Dude, so we saw him in the garage here across from the courthouse driving this big old tank of a freaking Mercedes. And he's such a little man. He's like down here like this. This is why he was driving. He was like this. I was like, oh my God. But does anyone have a reason why Donna has all of her crap redacted for her appeal? Does anyone have that? So much crime con. This is a couple weeks ago. I worked at a private Christian school. Believe me, if the family has enough money, a little thing like that name can be easily overlooked. Well, one was a public school and one was like a day school for the younger boy. I hope Wendy bleaches her hair till it falls out. Yeah, Harvey knew they didn't drive to Charlie's house, drop off a big bag of cash, and no, come on. Do the Jackie Fulford voice when you put her in cuffs at Jackie. Oh, is Jackie here too? Hopefully they're waiting to tie it into his other charges. She has 100,000 subscribers. Good for her. I know. I saw that on Vinny's. I mean, not on Vinny's. Surviving the Survivor. Georgia called Stephen Webster on a Saturday and jokingly said, "We have arrested Wendy." I'm sorry, but that had to freak Wendy out. Thank you. Sending me the meatball recipe. How you doing, Jackie? Harvey was the source of money he knew. He didn't dump all that money for Charlie to go give it to his freaking whore of a girlfriend to pay two thugs when they've already lost $15,000. Hi, everyone, Jackie says. I'm working on a few different cases right now, but I should be back soon. And F this bitch. No way she's getting away with this. If I have to arrest her myself. Love her. So funny. Harvey gave the final go-ahead on murder after all that legal stuff was getting filed. He should be charged, right? With witness tampering, trying to pay off Drina. This is the thing. But Drina's an addict, so Drina's words are meaningless in a lot of ways. I believe Harvey knew what was going on. Donna and Charlie arranged it, but Harvey participated. He should be charged with something. Harv has an anger problem. Dude, when we were in the courtroom, I just couldn't believe what I was watching. And Rebecca was with me. I just couldn't believe what I was watching. I took one for the team and reviewed Graeber's entire book, Dr. Ben Graeber, online to see if he was mentioned in 1970. I wholeheartedly think that Georgia would not use Wendy as a joke to Webster. I mean, to me, that was like, is that the bump? That we're just going to call Stephen Webster out of the blue? Is that like the bump just to see what she does? Ashley Banfield's coverage of Lynette Hooker's case has been amazing. I rebuilt the carburetor on my tiller by watching a woman on YouTube the other day. Good for you. Michelle, it is. How are you? It's complete and total BS. Hey, all I can't stay, but I just saw your live and the title had me dead. I've got nothing. I'm obsessed with details. Well, you're right. I mean, you just cannot change a kid's name. She had those kids enrolled in school quickly. because that was the whole reason for the move, was to get the kids in that school zone. And you can't do school choice in that school. We moved around, so I've registered my children for school in multiple states, and you're required to register them with their birth certificate and legal name. Unless you're in Adelson. Imagine getting a call like that from Georgia. Imagine Georgia calling you. I'd fall out. Like if Georgia picked up the phone and said, "Hey, Patty," I'd be like, "What?" You think Georgia is preparing Webster? I feel for him. I've always felt for him. I feel like he tried to warn Dan, and it kind of goes back to that Corey Richards case. People tried to warn the husband. He was already sick. He kind of thought she was going to do something. And, the pull of the kids didn't change the outcome. But I feel like that was Stephen Webster trying to warn Dan. Same thing. He told him, you better watch out. I don't remember when he talked about it, but he thought when the call came that Dan had hurt Wendy, or that Wendy had accused Dan of hurting her. So he told him to be wary. So that's what he thought was the problem when the police officer called, but it was actually Dan had been shot in the driveway in the garage. I like Stephen Webster too. He's an honest bloke, isn't he? Very honest bloke. Harvey was fine to drive from Miami to Tallahassee, but we're supposed to believe he was incapable of finding his way home from an airport in Miami. Sure, Jan. Sure, Jan, if you're not from here, is a reference to the Brady Bunch. That's what that's about. Dude, you should have seen him driving in that parking garage. You would absolutely not want to pull out your car at the same time. Like, park the vehicle. That car was an old Mercedes tank. Poor Webster had no idea she was going to kill him. No, he thought that Wendy would just accuse Dan of doing something to her, like a domestic violence thing. And that's why he tried to warn him. And in the end, it was done and dusted. I always cry after listening to Webster and his young sidekick. Were Baptiste is his last name. We're amazing friends to Dan. When it happens, we might not believe it, so we will need the arrest video. Who here remembers the night Donna was arrested? Tim Jansen's on with STS and Joel. And I was laying in bed. I could not believe it was happening. Harvey is suffering way more this way. I think the fact that he's alone is a true torture. He's in his own prison. He he can go visit his wife, which pisses me off, but I wanted to see Charlie's arrest video. I still don't understand why the feds are so tight about that stuff. We were talking about that at Jerry Cigars, where I like to hang out. And we were talking about someone had, a guy who worked there, tried to do a FOIA request for a federal case. Oh, it was Andrew Gillum, who was the mayor who ran for governor, who, like to get ass raped, whatever. Literally showed his ass and all the fecal matter all over the place. And he tried to do a FOIA request, and the feds were like they pretended they didn't know how to do a FOIA. FOIA, if you're not from here, is a Freedom of Information Act. Can Harvey still drive? He was driving last fall. He was driving, he drove that Mercedes. Yes, that was amazing the night she was arrested. We need another take with Wendy. That just came out of nowhere. And I still don't understand. Give you the idea of Jack Campbell. Put yourself in his brain. He sent FBI to Miami without an arrest warrant. They still weren't sure they were going to arrest her. The guy was flying down there to go arrest, and he did not have an arrest warrant in his hands. That is Jack Campbell. Should I? Shouldn't I? What should I do? Why are we doing? Why should I? Shouldn't I? Should I? This is my. Should I? And Georgia said, we we didn't know if we were ready to arrest her. What? I still don't understand that mentality. The irony is they didn't have to drive to Tallahassee to see the grandchildren, so they killed Dan. Now they're having to drive to Tallahassee to see grandma. So remember when the I don't want to make him famous, but remember when the real estate agent was put on during Donna's trial and was literally thrown under the bus by Jackie Fulford and Joshua? And I felt so bad for him. So I talked to him in a parking lot one day. We were getting gas at the Wawa, and I saw him. And I congratulated him on his testimony. I mean, he did the best he could with. He didn't even know he was going to testify. Remember, he showed up in the courtroom. Jackie Fulford and Zellman told him to come into the courtroom. That's why he was in the courtroom. And then they used him being in the courtroom to try and be like, oh, no. They did it on purpose. It was a play. He's a nice guy. He told me before the murder, he was friends with Wendy too. And Dan. Before the murder, he took Donna and Harvey out to look at houses. He knew then there was no way they were moving here. Everything he showed them, they put the shit on. They were not moving here. Let me go. Donna booked a flight, but Wendy is just creeping her way closer to the border like a slug. Juliet says, speaking of body cam footage, last night I saw Britney Spears' DUI arrest from a few months ago. The way the police coddled her, she's just a sad case of being so bipolar. Schizoaffective is my guess. I'm not a doctor. Read the bottom. But I really believe she is schizoaffective and bipolar and unmedicated. It's very sad. Wonder what Harvey's days are like, sitting around waiting to see Donna on the weekends. Not the retirement they expected. No more lavish trips all over the world. Was it worth it? And then to see Donna's hair's falling out. Georgia has to interview that tax attorney. He revealed that info during a depo of Charlie's disability insurance litigation, but nobody mentions it. It's a consciousness of guilt by Harvey. Do we have that deposition? Do we have that, Christine? That was also because the Fugazi fleeing to Vietnam. Hello, Audrey. You're driving home from work. Will you be safe? This is the reason why Georgia is not ready to arrest. Should I or shouldn't I? It's honest to God. And that FBI guy got on the stand. I can't remember his name. One who's retired. So then he was like, now you're going to charge by the hour. He's going to charge you by the hour for him to. And they're like, he didn't have an arrest warrant. Tells you everything you need to know about Leon County. If Wendy arrested, which state prison is she going to? She would be up here in North Florida. They would just keep her at North Florida or send her out. It went from us asking when they would arrest Wendy to Donna being arrested in the blink of an eye. It was so good. Shit for ya. That's how they were. Like he said that he wanted to know about Gillum's something. And he tried to FOIA it, and they were like, so he never got it. Like they'd never known. I love that Donna has for years felt that she boys didn't need her anymore, and that Wendy essentially used her, as evidenced by her message to Wendy. Stupid, evil woman. Was it worth it? The way John Lauro passes out C&Ds verifies that Wendy Jill, a.k.a. Jill Estrada, or Jillian, she likes to go by, literally watches everything, despite her testimony to the contrary. Oh, for sure. I mean, the LinkedIn, these two people, Jorge and her, he literally, what man changes his name for a woman? That should be, if Dirk Floor is still on here, I need to know what man is willing to change his name for a woman? Who goes from George, your birth name, to Jorge to make her feel more comfortable at some immigration soiree? Who? Who does that? We don't know how Donna's doing. I don't know what we can get out of there and what we can't. Judy read the depot a couple years ago. Okay. You should not be coddled. Wendy, if you're watching this, your only hope is to live at sea on, on wood. I'm not a doctor, but I do think she's bipolar and schizoaffective disorder. Mexico has extradition, Cuba doesn't. You know where went, oh, you know what would be great? Is if Trump got involved and shipped Wendy to an Israeli prison because she killed a Jew. I just thought of that. I'm not Jewish. I don't know if that's possible, but I was thinking of that like when I watched The Closer? I think I watched The Closer, and it was The Closer with Kira Sedgwick, and they went to, this guy fled to a Mexican prison, and because he killed a Mexican girl, they kept him. He's like, I'm not going home, and she's like, okay, and she let him stay in the Mexican prison. I can't believe Chucky has lived in a prison for years. I can't believe he's still in the Dakotas. I'm not a sailor. It's not a professional opinion. But do you know if because a Jew was killed that we could ship him off to Israeli prison? The Rebecca Grossman case, the Islander family just won a civil suit and was awarded 176 million. I am Jewish by thinking I co-signed. I'm serious. I think that would be really good. Poor Jorge. He'll look back several years from now thinking, what the heck was I thinking? Imagine showing up. Where is that photo? I don't have my phone out, believe it or not. Usually I do. Of Wendy Adelson looking like, in her mind, a hottie. And then all of a sudden, we're enhancing how you hear from us. Now it's verified. Xfinity sent me a text. Like in her mind, she's so cute. And now to look like Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Jorge wakes up one day and goes, what the hell happened to her? So funny. I'm going to email myself this photo if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Oh my God. I don't even care that there's other people in there. I don't care. They're stupid for letting her call herself. Wendy Estrada. Look at that. This is the poor girl that's not from this country that came to visit whatever in Austin. And in her Instagram, she calls her Wendy Estrada. Could you get more maternal looking and obnoxious than that. That's only a couple weeks after Donna was sentenced. Look at that Botox forehead, though. Man, that is firm. Woo, that's a firm forehead. I can't believe it. I'm still stunned by the picture. Let me leave it up. She felt like a football. She looks heavy, matronly, and in Walmart clothes. Patty, the last time you asked how old Jorge is, he was born in 70. Yeah, he's a couple years older than her. Oh my God, she's built like a football. Her hair looks like shit. I wouldn't have recognized her. Leslie thinks that's the reason. Look how firm that forehead is, though. Jorge must be lost in her delusional narrative. If I dated a person that their ex was off, but the family was considered co-conspirators, I would have to make a quick exit. And she's living with him. He has kids. Now they're grown, but belly laughs are good for the heart. Football, though, she's built like a football. At least rugby ball, be fair. She is big. That is the fakest smile you could ever have. She must have a good hoo-ha. Oh my God, it's hilarious. She's built like a football. I'm not going to be able to lose that. Straight hair on top, sides curly. What the hell is this about? Everything about her looks like shit. It's a far cry from where she was on the stand a couple weeks ago. I'm a professional and this is my professional opinion and you're correct. It looks like fuzzy shit. Tater does hair. Is that her natural eye color? I can't really tell. Did she take the contacts out for this? HD 136 Artist of the Month. Is she drinking a lot? I would think she is. That's fat. That face is all about being a drunk. I think she's very puffy due to the drink. Jorge is being used. Latex spouse sounds pretty good compared to bag lady Wendy. No, a football was the correct analogy. She looks like she just gave birth. All I see are cheeks. Look how firm the forehead is. That is not movement. See how these people have normal foreheads? Everybody here has a normal forehead. Hers is literally two-dimensional plastered. Thank you. Two-dimensional, that forehead. Last time Leslie sent something to me, I had to fix it. Gave away too much of. Get rid of this. Okay. Ready? Put that on a loop. You're also a hairdresser, so you know. She's got walnuts in her cheeks storing for the winter. Puffy Estrada. It does look more like Graeber than the others. I think so too. Ben Graeber. Oh, remember he wrote that letter? Oh my God. I haven't known Donna 40 years, but I'm still going to stand by her while she's being convicted of murder. Back away from the buffet. She is a big girl. Remember that photo? Let's see. See if it shows up. There was that picture of her sitting outside that we took at Donna's trial. That was hilarious, which I won't be able to find right away. I mean, she's thick here. Look how long my hair was then. Trying to get. See, I don't think she had her contacts in. Do you guys think? In that photo, I don't think she had her contacts in. See, she's thick here. That's not a size 10 dress, dear. Mm-mm. She's big. She's a big one. I saw those thighs. Oh yeah, she's definitely bigger than this. Look. Just the width of her face. Here's the look at the width of her face there. That's how much weight she's put on. This was 2019 versus 2025. She needs to get on that hormone replacement therapy. Wendy and Donna, Charlie and Harvey thought getting rid of Dan would have solved all their problems. She definitely got the bloat. Cheeks and hair. Maybe she's pregnant. She's too old to be pregnant. Eyebrows are suddenly low. I just can't imagine being a willing participant and fucking that. I just cannot. Cannot. Her Botox injector secretly hates her. I mean, I have no respect for Jorge. In the beginning, I was like, oh, he seems like a nice guy. Not anymore. None. No respect. I have no respect for a man who's willing to change his name for a woman. None. I have no respect for, I just have no respect for him. So, just a theory, but that smile and the timing of when the photo was taken, that smile says freedom to me, freedom from the prison of Donna. Do you think? Oh, I don't. I think she looks like she is effed up. That's what I think. I don't think for 1 second she has freedom. You're not walking around changing your name because you know now people are going to know who you are because you have freedom. Absolutely not. No. 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 Let me get that photo up. There's no way that's freedom. She is literally, what am I doing? She is literally in prison. That whole look, that is not a woman who's free. She looks like she just got out of the back of a semi. I mean, she looks tired, she looks old. She doesn't look malnourished though, but she looks tired and old. She looks well up more than her age because she's only in her early 40s and she looks way older than that. Way older. Who's the other woman? Oh, that's Debbie Wasserman Schultz. She's a well, soon to be former congressperson from South Florida, Palm Beach. She drinks her dinner. That's what Jeffrey Lacoste said. Talk about a man who stays on the down low. I mean, I live here. My office probably 2 miles away from his apartment or condo, wherever he is, townhome. And I never see him, ever. She's morphing into Morgan Honeycutt at this point. Morgan Honeycutt went on the shot, and she lost a ton of weight. Ton. Did Wendy not see what happened to Anakin Skywalker? I did with Donna, one in the back, morphing into a Great Dane, but I don't think it proves as much as Leslie's. Hopefully, Jack Campbell will come to his sentences. The Markels are getting old. They're in their 82. They're 82 or 83. Oh, yeah. Andrew's right. With the new redistricting, South Florida, Debbie Wasserman Schultz district is now all black. And so she's going to run again because her ego is massive, Debbie Wasserman Schultz. And now the blacks are like, you're racist because you're running in a black district. Can't make it up. Yeah, Seth Rich. That was a long time ago. Patty's hair does not look like shit. Well, thank you. Thank you, Tater. I did have a little bit of the heat miser thing going today. I haven't decided what to do. I was letting my sides grow in a little bit. Prison diet of spaghetti, mashed potatoes, and cornbread. She's like, I think she's visited a lot of taco trucks myself. I've always thought Wendy was a lesbian, so tacos might be her thing. Isom spotted the contacts instantly, so they must be obvious. I just don't think she has them on in here. In this photo. She's lazy, that's why. She's turning into Violet. What? The office blocked you from calling? That's not even legal. 2019, she looked gaunt, lost weight from stress of testifying. Well, she testified here. Got her. This was just a couple of weeks before. She's not in freedom. She can't believe this is her life now. She can't believe it. Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Skeeter says, since my husband died unexpectedly, I've been a mess. Aw. I'm so sorry, Skeeter. So sorry. How can Jorge's kids not see the truth? They're not living with them. Their kids are grown. His son, I think, has his master's or doctorate, and the daughter lives in Colorado. Remember when Wendy had an address in Colorado? Because she got a UPS box. Remember, UPS sells boxes, which gives you a street address. That was her street address, and it was the daughter is at Colorado State. I think she graduated though. Oh yeah, what do you think that conversation was like? The first time Jorge meets Harvey. Can't even imagine. Cannot even imagine. Hello, Forensic. How are you? Freedom. Oh, not freedom. Freedom from Donna. Oh, she's had that for a bit. I'll give you that. I'll give you that one. Definitely give you that one. She's just such a twat. Wendy puts the junk in. See, when you're watching me, I don't always read the post before I start reading the post. Like, I don't read in advance. Like, give me a second. Wendy puts the junk in conjunction. She does look tired. She definitely looks tired. Patty with the singers. I do think she likes tacos. I think the whole thing with all of those girlfriends is all about that. Oh, Loophole Lawyer just came up on my notifications. Is he still funny? Are we still watching Loophole Lawyer? She looks not sleeping well. Juliet, I'm doing research on the smiles of psychopaths. Juliet, give me a call. Seth Rich, 2 bullets in the back of the head. That was a long time ago. Yeah. It was in DC. No one's allowed to talk about that. She definitely looks older than her 42 or whatever. She ain't too old to get pregnant, Patty. 14 years ago, I naturally conceived a daughter at 46. She's 47. She looks older than that. She's definitely bloated from drinking too much alcohol. She's bloated because she's got a stress, because she's not happy. When is Jack Campbell retiring? Dude, he's going to run unopposed till they put him in the ground. This town. No one's going to run against him. He just won. Does anyone think any of the Adelsons regret it now? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Wendy looks like she's about to do that stupid giggle or talk like a dolphin. Yeah, DWS moved into a black. I mean, she didn't have a choice. She wants to be congressperson for the rest of her life. Forensic, you look amazing. Oh, well, thank you. I was telling him in the beginning, Forensic, that I have some good content in the beginning 2 years ago, but I can't watch it because I'm so heavy compared to now. It's hard for me to watch it. She was like, she's eating off a taco truck. That's why I was like, why is the dude changing his name for her? Where's Tova? Where's Tova? It is good to see Skeeter. Does Wendy have a job? Oh, yes. She's still an immigration attorney. She's an immigration attorney. She is Wendy Adelson, PA. Not Wendy Estrada, Wendy Adelson. Leave me alone. I'm starving. They're probably waiting to see, Daisy says, how Charlie's appeal goes first because they want her as a witness. I just think they can do without her. I can't find records of Wendy having any clients. Then she still probably works for that billionaire. She raises money for nonprofits. Remember, that's what she said. Raising money for a nonprofit now is really hard to do because USAID is out of business. So I think that's a problem. I don't know how you're doing it, especially with immigration in the tank the way it is, that they're just cutting off every aspect of illegal immigration. Trump is going after the banks that give bank accounts to illegals and the businesses that run them. And I think that's just going to make it harder and harder. Like, how do you raise money for that when you can't get a bank account? Rick says, I don't think the Adelson family has enough insight to regret their decision. They are arrogant beyond belief. Oh, yeah. Harvey stood up. I mean, we can watch that all day. Harvey stood up and blamed the world for his wife going down for this. Not blaming himself, not blaming the checks that she wrote to Catherine Magbanua, not blaming the Mercedes coming up the turnpike, not blaming any of that. Not blaming dragging the daughter down there with the two boys the second that man had died, not blaming the Markels who didn't get to see the grandparents, not blaming any of that. The delusion is grand. Teeth are a deal breaker. I can't do it. My husband's father was a dentist, and my husband's teeth are perfect. Teeth are perfect. Jorge's kids go on the internet and see their father as someone complicit in their ex-husband's murder. They should tell him to run. Yeah, in the beginning of all this, I was like, the kids are innocent. Now I'm like, no, the kids aren't innocent. They're not innocent. They can't control who their daddy's screwing, but they're not innocent. I would never go to an event. Why would I go to an event and risk my reputation by standing next to a murderer? That would be like me going to an event with fancy fiction. Why in the world would I go to an event that Aaron Rickards is at? Why? You haven't watched Loophole for a while? How can Jorge sleep with her? I do not understand. I don't know what story she's given him. It's just like, remember with Donna's trial, they're asked the question, who did someone tell, did they tell people that Dan had been in an accident? I know that she told people that Dan had been in an accident. I know the people she told it to. She did tell him that he'd been in an accident. These are South Florida people. She lied. Rebecca says you gave birth at 43. Bless your heart. She looks 10 years older than she did. Yeah, she does. Wendy's menopause inner tube coming on. If the state attorney was Ehrenberg, these Adelsons are all in prison. If it was anybody. Every time I see Grady Judd in Polk County, I'm like, why can't we have a Grady Judd? Well, she always wanted to be a giraffe. Well, that neck is some thick neck. That is not a giraffe neck. Hearts help the channel. Well, thank you, Jenny. My sweet Jenny. Well, thank you, Forensic. Very kind of you. Can you imagine what the mother was thinking when she saw Wendy walk in weighing that much? Oh, yeah. Thick thighs. Because that's what she had. And a friend of mine was like, are you fat shaming Wendy? Yes, I am fat shaming Wendy. I absolutely am. You will never hear me apologize for that. I am fat shaming that woman. Yeah. The more shame I can toss to Wendy Jillian, Estrada Adelson, whatever her name is this week, the better off I feel. Tova. Wendy is an escort. Wendy the housewife. That's what she wanted. She didn't want to work when she was married to Dan. We all know that. She wanted to be a housewife, but she also wanted help in the house. She wanted both. And let's face it, I don't know how much Jorge makes, but it ain't enough to give her all of that. I bet Tova has nothing to do with her. You haven't seen Tova on any 2020s, have you? She is an who? Wendy is an immigration attorney. She just stop. Wendy describes herself as an immigration attorney. Hey, Roseanne, thank you so much. Please hit the like. Lots of business. Is the icon still Harvey's residence? Yes. No, he's not on the icon. He's on Brickell. He's on Brickell. Mexican sperm is See what I'm saying? Did I know that was coming? No, I didn't. He's on Brickell Avenue. Wendy might end up doing OnlyFans at some point. Oh, I think Wendy has a lot of money. I think she has more money than we know about. Harvey moved? Harvey's not on Brickell anymore? Stop. All right, I gotta look. No, he's still there. I mean, I can't show it to you because YouTube is YouTube, but it still shows him being in the Bristol Tower. He still owns it. Whether he lives in it or not, I don't know, but he still owns it. This is when they bought it. They're now saying it's worth $2 million. Look how cold and icy that is. Gonna shower. Bar cry from the shower she's using now. This is when they bought it. Charlie regretted it when he put his head down and he was guilty. Oh, yeah. Is it possible she may be doing something different? Yeah, but I can't find it. I mean, when you looked on her LinkedIn, this is her LinkedIn. Just Wendy A. This is all she has. WJAPA is Wendy Jill Adelson, PA. Development Director, Immigrants List contract. So she was contracted. Fundraising efforts for a PAC and C4 geared towards immigration reform. Chief of Staff at Vault Health. That lasted almost no time. Executive Director of this partnership, Impact. That was the guy who was the billionaire. That was the billionaire guy. Judge Alberto Jordan. I mean, she can't even keep a job. 6 months. You know, here she's 11 years. She cannot keep a job. And that is no longer the woman. No longer the woman. So Leslie, she's probably hiding. You see the Estrada name doing weird stuff. She says she's not really a practicing attorney, just fundraising. My husband is soon to be 71 on Tuesday. Happy birthday. And you're 56. We were set to be married on Sunday, but he has stuck since his. Oh my gosh. What? My husband is soon to be 71 on Tuesday. I'm 56. We were set to be married on Sunday, but he is stuck since his tongue cancer and is mean. I'm having all kinds of thoughts. I'm so sorry. Oh, Jenny, I'm so sorry. Maybe she's working a food truck. It's not the icon. I mean, he's at Brickell Tower, so Wendy is a food truck. He did not help himself. I will correct. He was invited. He was invited for the pizza. Patty knows Harvey home. Yeah, it was on Brickell Tower. No joke. She clearly flirts her way to the top of these foundations, or previously Donna's offices or clerkships or whatever. Yeah, I mean, she's relied on the family name. And now the family name is shit. And remember when she was on, I think it was Charlie's. Was it Charlie's trial? She talks about how hard it was for her to get a job. Georgia wants Wendy as a witness because she lies on every important question. How could Jorge introduce her? Oh, no. It's the reverse. Jorge's just working in his house. He's not going anywhere. She's the introducer. The magical hoo-ah. Everyone was waiting, asked to share the pizza, even Harvey. There is always some boss stood behind Wendy with a stupid big grin, and it ain't down to her work ethic. Well, mentor lawyer bought it. That's right. Mentor lawyer bought it. Patty, Dan was in an accident. He didn't get murdered on purpose. That's what she said. She said Dan was in an accident. And I know who she said it to. I love Grady Judd too. He divorced the accident. Amen. I know how the pizza was given to Harvey. However, it really takes kahunas. He looked very nervous walking into that room. Her thighs are going condo. Cocker Spaniel. That's the hair. Yes. Why is someone seeing Pop Meets Kettle? Courtesy girl. She sucked as a mom and a wife. Leslie, I get subdermal pellets. Oh, we're talking about, I used to get them. Fancy Erin Rickards is stewing somewhere, thinking about how her moment of greatness was overshadowed by amateur true crime detectives. Her moment of greatness ended when she was in the courthouse. That's when her moment ended. He is still at the Bristol Towers. His address is the Bristol Towers. He could be, because I think he rented a place here for a while. At least that was the rumor. When the trial was going on, he rented a place while Donna was here. So he could have rented something down there. Let me see if there's another address for him. I'm not as good at this as other people I know have a better paid thing. My happiness will be the day we see his obituary. Yeah, it still shows him as in Brickell. Brickell Ave. His new phone number. I think Jorge has very low self-esteem. Makes sense. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you have to have low self-esteem to date that? And he never hired you, Patty. What the fuck is that all about, Harvey? Oh, you meant not the icon. I see what you're saying. I'm sorry. Wendy just wanted to put on a pedestal by everyone, and Dan's biggest crime was he coddled her to death. Dan's biggest crime was she knew he could see through it. Her cell is the size of that shower. He may be in an apartment near there, and I bet it's in someone else's name. Before the stupid war, I would watch her stiff too. I got completely ridiculous and mean girl when Casey Ellen gave shit to me. I chose Patty. Oh, well, thank you, Forensic. You didn't have to do that, but I do appreciate it. But anybody, those two people. But I mean, that's what I have nothing nice to say. It's been murder. It's like the Podesta's design waiting room. The rumor is the Podestas are pedophiles. So that's where that comes from. What did they pay for that condo? Let me see. I think I got out of it. I think he paid it says now it's worth like $2 million. I think is what it says. Which I find it hard to believe because condos right now are a mess in South Florida. So I don't believe it's worth $2 million. It's really hard for anybody to get out of a condo right now. He did 1.79. In 2021. Yep. 1.79. But apparently he took a loan out on it and I don't see it. So I think he just took out a home equity line of credit on the unit, and a home equity line of credit is not recorded. Has anyone ever visited anyone in prison? Curious, do they smell dirty? I just wonder what Donna smells like when Harvey visits. That's if they let them. Let's see, which prison is she in? Homestead. Some prisons only have a video. Okay, so it says it's not the Homestead, it's the state prison. Is it called Homestead? Women's Correctional. There's a federal prison, Homestead, too. So they do allow it, but they're non-contact. Non-contact. Yeah, it's non-contact. So he wouldn't be able to smell her. Yeah, that's not happening. But thanks, Andrew. I think it's 80s thing. We get up and get ready, not like today. They just keep their PJs on. Oh no, I have to completely have my hair and makeup on. No. She can't keep a job because she doesn't really work. She just wants to show up, look pretty, and everyone worship her and get $1 million. Remember that whole thing? She said that somebody was going to pay her. Stop. This is so funny. Somebody's going to pay her $1 million. Who was paying her $1 million to move to Florida? What did she bring to the table? So this is on Reddit. Read this. Says, is Donna making a huge mistake by requesting homestead? From the brief online research I've done, it seems to be a complete shithole. However, for people like Donna who think Tally is a podunk stop on the way to civilization, be careful. Apparently, Homestead Prison is on the edge of the Everglades, spells an even higher level of heat, humidity, and bugs. To get to the prison, you have to travel down a long dirt road that has nothing but plant nurseries and fruit stands along the way. A far cry from the happening Miami scene. Also, it's reported the only medical administrative areas have AC. There are reports of prisoners lying on the floors of their cells with wet sheets draped over them in an effort to stay cool. Any windows that can be open are jalousie style with no screens, inviting roaches, mosquitoes, spiders, rats, and various other forms of creatures. And speaking of rats, Homestead seems to have an ongoing problem with a rat insect infestation in food supply. If Donna ends up at Homestead, I say good luck, murderer. You're going to need it. And may you live to 120. I used to live in Fort Lauderdale. Yep, the one. It says that most prisons in Florida reserve limited AC units for mentally ill, pregnant, and elderly. Carb diet, no exercise, a higher level of heat. Her hair is losing. She's losing her hair, and bugs may not mean she's 120, unfortunately, as well as Harvey being closer. The thought of having your own room cell, stainless steel toilet is probably like the continuum to Donna now. That is that. I don't know if there's photos of it. See. Oh, it definitely looks all. Can you even imagine the rest of your life? With my immigration, but I wanted to see that photo. Oh, here's a bit. Oh, somebody did this. YouTube. That's where Charlie was out in Lake City. It was just like that. It was just in the woods. It was all in the woods. Traffic is horrendous between Miami Beach, Brickell, etc., and Homestead all day, every day. He probably just rented a condo apartment close by, a few minutes from the prison. Wendy is a food a Murphy bed so she can slam it up in the wall in case somebody walks in and she can pretend she's a virgin. This someone shared that you heard the oldest Markel boy visited Dan's grave in Canada. This is best news. True? I cannot confirm or deny. Talk about that off camera. Talk about it off camera. I know Harvey was invited, but I am shocked that he was willing to walk in the room as if he's not guilty. I am shocked that Harvey had plug scars behind his head, and they were so bad. So whoever had replaced Harvey's hair back in the day did a shit job. I bet he paid a ton for it too. Oh. Yeah, they don't get to touch. Can you tell us again if her neighbors saw her moving stuff before dance? I was told they do. Came from another real estate agent, but I don't have any proof. Who filled the attorneys? Imagine when old Harvey dies, who fills Donna's commissary? The attorneys, same with Charlie. Murder by Maestro says, a futon gets slept on by various different people whenever it's convenient and looks like a not a bad option when you have no other choice, but everyone moves on because they're better out there. It's like a hostel. She's like a hostel. I know, Mia. It's so bad. Tova Walsh. I wonder what she's doing. Is there any news on Tova? She's just being the social worker that she is. Such a social worker. God, how do these people take these people seriously? Here's another one. Strategies, Mia. Strategies for engaging fathers in programming 2024. One year ago, she was elected as president of Group for the Advancement of Doctoral Education. If that doesn't read like a useless title, I don't know what does. Look at this. Tova's research focuses on understanding and improving health and well-being in multi-stressed families with an emphasis on pregnancy and early planning. This seems like the worst stupid ass title I've ever seen. Who cares? Unbelievable. Interviews Tova Walsh on the University of Wisconsin-Madison on a recent paper that explores perinatal mental health. She's aging brilliantly, isn't she? Let's see, can I see who liked it? No, I gotta log in. I don't know my login for Instagram. I'm gonna come back to this and see if Wendy Jill has liked it. My kids told me everything they were sent out changed their outfits to baggy clothes after driving 2 hours in Florida. Legs. What happened to the older lady that was from Pennsylvania? Kathy Monkman. She filmed when she drove and was mean to her dog. Bless her heart. I don't know where she is. I can't really say. Does she still have a YouTube? Kathleen Monkman is her name. She goes by Kathy Monkman. Here she is. When is this? It's old, 12 years ago. I don't know what her new things are called. The KCL something? What was it? Katie Kool-Lady. The hard space. Oh my God. Here we go. Look at this. Look at this. Boy, she aged like a turnip. Man, oh man. Stay out of the sun, people. That's my best advice. Stay out of the sun. Holy shit zone. Who doesn't want to look at the bottom of your chin? Oh my God. Holy shit. Have you ever felt like you're too much? No, really haven't. I visited Betty Broderick twice clean, not smelly. You did? How would you have visited Betty, the late Betty Broderick, because she just died? I think the only reason Harvey goes to visit Donna is so he doesn't get arrested. Donna wouldn't turn on him. Oh, I think he really loves her. Dan knew the Adelsons were a crime family. The murder was about the boys, but also about the information he had. That is an accurate statement. She blocked you. Truly feel bad for her sons. What do you think Patty's going through their minds at this time? I mean, I'm so far from being a teenage boy, I can't even tell you. Like, can't even. Nope. Donna has not touched Harvey. So the boys, I mean, what do teenagers do? They just live in their best life, trying to get as much out of their parents as they can. You know, whether it's time or money, or they just want to be with their friends. That's the whole teenage experience in the United States, is how much can I spend time with my friends? They are looking through a window. It is a no contact sport. He's in his own prison. He will not be able to touch his wife. My dog named Bo. So I'm just now watching live, and are we talking about Harvey smelling Donna? Yeah. Man, I mean, I wonder if. Remember when we saw oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm looking at this old lady's stream of videos. I'm sorry. But remember when Katie Magbanua had that dating site up? Remember when she did that? I wonder if Donna's on there. You did prison ministry. The prison smelled like a pine saw. I bet Donna is yearning for touch, even if it was the paralegal. The big girls. The paralegal made me uncomfortable just watching it. I read Wendy's book and it's excruciating. Good for you. I'm not reading it. I own it so I can make fun of it. Leslie, which creator was it that said she would be just fine and she would be ruling the roost in there? I think it was STS, and he had some guest on there. There shouldn't be a rat problem with all the pythons. Oh my God. Roaches do live in any environment. Are there any recent pics of Donna? Just her prison, when she went in. Hold on. I mean, you can't get a photo out. Can't get a photo out. This is her. It's the last photo we'll probably see before she's dead. Sentenced to life. She's in close custody. Remember when my son James would come on, so he described what close custody means. Not in confinement, not suspended. So she's a model prisoner. Unbelievable. A model prisoner. Do they have forced working week at that prison? I don't think so because of her age. They would have them work, but I would have to ask my kid, but I think because of her age, they would not do that. There is a prison in Florida. They have forced working weeks up to 70 hours. I don't see how they get away with that, to be honest with them. I can't imagine murdering anyone either. It's happened so frequently now. It's just so crazy. Yep, she is about $4,000 a month till they get 18. Then they won't. Maybe Obed did the plugs. Yeah, maybe. He's too young for that. Those plugs were old. Do you remember that, Rebecca? We were sitting there and I was looking at it. I was like, oh, Harvey has plugs. He has those little big, they look like pimples on the back of his head. They used it as an argument during sentencing. I don't think so because of her age, because she's over 70. I mean, she's 71. If Charlie got a new trial, he might have to get court-appointed attorney unless dad pays for one. Wendy the hostel. Or a beanbag. Bless her heart. And I mean, fuck you, Wendy. That's what I mean by bless your heart. I think it was a connection to get her back to South Florida. It's called Get Drunk with Me and Beat Your Dogs. She's arranging flowers. I don't know if they do. Like Lowell is one of those. Lowell is one of those benefits. That's why Katie Magbanua walks in with her eyebrows tattooed on. They have ladies empowerment, automotive training, is what it says. Equips women with corporate business, technology, and sales skills for a lifetime of learning. Leap provides over 300 hours of entrepreneurship training and holistic mentorship. That's where Donna's in. Automotive training. Inmates have access to automotive repair training programs. It's all virtual. They don't have like cars in there. Silence behind bars retreat. Yoga. Guided meditation and therapeutic support to help women manage their emotions, the trauma, and build social interaction. Donna is now doing downward dog at the Homestead CI. Absolutely hilarious. Oh my God. She went from Tova definitely eats tacos. She went from she's still there doling out unasked for advice and planting flowers. They're talking about Kathleen Monkman. I recently went on a cruise, nice, out of Miami and was able to locate where Donna and Harvey lived and the bougie palace at the Continuum in South Beach. All I thought of was the nasty, murderous Adelsons. Soon to come, sat there with broken legs. I crashed my car talk. Oh, they won't hit their boys till they're in the 30s. Then it's going to be Katie bar the door. Subscribing like it's free. Thank you. Wendy set up Jeffrey Lacoste as the fall guy. Thank God he left a day early. He set her up. I gotta turn this light off. It's getting hot in here. Set her up. The shooting was July 18th, knowing a crime is like them, charged with murder. Donna was trying to explain they can't arrest her because Harvey is 80, and so maybe he follows her scent around like a sniffer dog. There had to be a moving truck. There was a moving truck. I just can't prove it. Harvey is disabled without her. Oh. Donna's hair is gone. Donna's lost her hair. I think so too, Audrey. Audrey says, I believe that once the boys grow up and they've had their first child, they're going to realize what happened to their dad was horrendous. They're going to realize he wasn't in an accident. And that's what they were told, that he was in an accident. Tova can be a worthless social worker of the century. Oh, he had massive scars. Harvey had massive plug scars. I mean, big rows. Like, it was like, if you're looking at the back of the head, it was like this bottom, like this whole area. They pulled that hair out and placed it another, oh my. Harvey's plugs did look like he'd been hit with a huge ice pick. It was bad. Does Wendy receive Social Security benefits for the boys when they're in college? No. No, only till they're 18. Hopefully she sets them aside. Donna could become a mechanic in jail. Doing the downward dog. It's 3 hours. I have to have a shower. I have to go to bed. Donna could use emotional regulation classes. Yeah, she was. She worked on Land Rovers in the war, Queen Elizabeth. Maybe Donna has a view of the nuclear reactors at Turkey Point. It's so hot in here right now with these lights that I'm melting. If one girl in the shower with Donna couldn't keep it in her pants. Oh my God. If one girl in the shower with Donna couldn't keep it in her pants, what chance does a room full of them have? Oh my God. We should watch that video where Donna's describing her molestation. And really, if she'd been really molested, I wouldn't be making fun of it. But she was clearly making, like, a lying. Oh my God. Thank you, Roseanne. Patty, you should have taken a picture of the back of his head. I didn't want to get kicked out. I did not want to get kicked out. And I didn't see Harvey in the hallways anytime where I could get close enough. How do you guys know Donna's losing her hair? Because look at her. I mean, the photo, she's losing her hair. Her mugshot. Oh my God. Well, thank you, Rosie. I appreciate it. Hair implants didn't work. I think his hair had a reaction. He definitely had the hair plug situation that is, it appeared by the naked eye. He definitely did. Donna, she is losing her hair. You can see. Hold on. You can tell. Donna Sue. Yep, she's getting a 5 or 6 head on there. It's so white and thin and nasty. So close to Vietnam, but yet so far. Lack of protein will make you lose your hair. I will never own Wendy's stupid book. I bought it for $2 at a yard sale. Even Harvey's hair doesn't like him. It's a shame when your hair rejects you. I am done for this night. It's 3 hours. $2 too much. I know, but I need to have the research. No, Debbie, I'm with you. She definitely has a 5 head. Look at that. On that note, Wendy has still not been arrested, but she is still a whore. That's all I got for tonight, folks. 3 hours in. I can't believe I did it. Didn't think I would. I thought I'd be on for like an hour. But you guys make everything go so fast. It goes so fast to talk to you. Have a great night. Hopefully, I'll see you this week. I have a light week. I say that, and then my life blows up. But it feels like I have a light week. Thank you all again. Thank you for your stars. Thank you. You're so funny. I know who this is, but I won't say. Thanks for being a new member. Thank you, Leslie B. Very sweet of you. And thank you for the 5 memberships. Appreciate you all very much. Have a great night. Bye-bye.